Thank you for joining me to learn why youth protection matters and what role you can play in keeping the youth in our programs safe. Let's get started. The goal for today's training session is to increase your confidence in knowing the following information: how to check if your background check is valid, where you can find Kiwanis Youth Protection policies and procedures, understand the Kiwanis culture of care, and how to report abuse, inappropriate behavior, and policy violations. Some of the policies and examples may be uncomfortable or triggering for you. At any time, feel free to step away and come back when you feel ready. In February 2023, the CDC reported that teen girls are experiencing record high levels of violence, sadness, and suicide risk. LGBTQ+ teens continue to face extremely high levels of violence and mental health challenges. A CDC survey shows that 5 in 6 cyberbullied teens are also emotionally and violently abused at home by parents or grown-ups. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey on teens and cyberbullying revealed that nearly half of all U.S. teens have been bullied or harassed online. Knowing more about why youth protection matters, let's clarify our goals for Kiwanis Youth Protection. We aim to protect, educate, and engage all Kiwanis members, youth and adult, so that we prevent, intervene and respond to physical, sexual, and mental harm and abuse. Do I have a valid background check? Kiwanis Youth Protection Policy requires that all Kiwanis members serving as service leadership programs, SLP, advisors, district administrators, or chaperones, whether members or non-members, must have a Kiwanis-approved background check on file. While schools, states, or countries may utilize different background check vendors, Kiwanis mandates the use of its designated provider for liability purposes. Additional Kiwanis leadership roles may also require background checks, as outlined in the official Kiwanis policies and procedures. Kiwanis contracts with Safe Hiring Solutions' Safe Visitor System to provide an online application portal for U.S., Caribbean, and other members to secure a background check. Clubs often background check multiple volunteers to back up chaperones, especially during fall rally time and district conventions. Log in to engage using your login information, which is the email address you have on file with Kiwanis International and the password you set. Your background check information should be at the top of your member dashboard. If it is not there, contact Key at backgroundchecks@kiwanis.org for assistance. Again, a background check is valid for 2 years after it is completed. There are multiple ways to begin the background check application process so that the Kiwanis level of screening can be done by Safe Hiring. Depending on which country you live in, your country may have slightly different laws and processes. U.S. members can self-initiate a link or ask their club secretary to send a link to the online background check application. These are considerations for districts outside of the U.S. Where can I find more information? Kiwanis and our service leadership programs, SLP, departments strive to make policy and prevention training accessible to volunteers and leaders working with our SLPs. 1. There is our online Kiwanis Youth Protection Policy document. 2. Our Kiwanis Youth Protection webpage contains links to multiple resources. 3. Your district youth protection manager exhibits a table in person at a district Kiwanis convention. All members can access Presidium courses. Depending on your role with SLPs, you may be required to complete 3 or 6 courses. Your account will be pre-populated with courses. To create an account in Presidium, log into Engage, click Education, then click Create your Presidium account. If it says Access Presidium Academy instead, then you already have an account and can click the link to access your courses. Or, you can go directly to presidiumacademy.com to log in. Kiwanis International will continue to use Presidium for youth protection training until the trainings can be customized. If you have questions or encounter a technical difficulty, email us at youthprotection@kiwanis.org. For social media connections and friending or following, Kiwanis has policy about social media and electronic communications with youth. Adult key members, advisors, chaperones, etc. should not maintain private social media connections with a youth program member and should only use social media to communicate to a closed page/group of several participants. Never initiate, follow, friend, or like posts or pages of individual youth. Never tag a minor or share their username or handle online. This could threaten their safety by revealing their interests or the locations they visit often. Remember that everything on the internet should be kept professional, as it is a public forum. Avoid harsh, coercive, threatening, intimidating, derogatory, or humiliating comments or sexual conversations or images. For email, texting, and WhatsApp group chats, remember the rule of threes and avoid one-on-one contact online just as you would in person. When contacting by email, text, WhatsApp group chat or virtual meetings, there should always be at least 2 adults copied, whether it be a background check/trained advisor, DA or chaperone, or the student's parent. This helps decrease the risk for misunderstandings or inappropriate interactions. Outline specific times for when communication can be sent between volunteers and youth, for example during the day only. If communication occurs outside of the designated time frame, that could serve as a warning that interactions between volunteers and/or participants should be monitored more closely. For student photos, while we love seeing and posting photos of Kiwanis youth, make sure you have signed parent/guardian permission slip before a club posts a youth photo. Group photos are okay from the back of youth or blurring youth faces. Don't post a youth photo on a personal advisor or key members page. Sometimes your activity will involve transporting youth. Again, follow the rule of threes, and make sure there are always 3 people in the car. When possible, youth should ride in the back. Make sure you have parent or guardian approval for the transportation, that you are following local traffic safety rules and laws, and that all drivers know not to text or use the phone while driving. What is the Kiwanis culture of care? Kiwanis strives to create a culture of care. Our student leaders are our #1 ally and resource in creating world-class experiences within Kiwanis youth programs. Our Culture of Care initiative provides students with the training and resources to be leaders in preventing bullying, reducing incidences of violence, understanding healthy relationships and personal boundaries, and more. The Culture of Care training provides youth programs members with meeting agendas and facilitation guides. Depression is common. Depression is serious. Depression is treatable. It's also the most common mental health disorder among teens. In fact, it has increased significantly over recent years, and many of those teens have reported anxiety and behavior problems. We have made this a priority in our culture of care. Everyone knows someone experiencing depression, which means it is an opportunity to talk about it in a normalized way. With the culture of care, Kiwanis has partnered with other organizations to promote mental health and share self-care resources. CKI partners with Active Minds to change conversation about mental health on college campuses. Key Club partners with Erica's Lighthouse Beacon of Hope to deliver depression education, teen empowerment, and teen mental health awareness. Builders Club and K-Kids have meeting kits, including an agenda and activities that can be used during a club meeting. Find them on their respective web pages. How do I report troubling behavior? Please notify Kiwanis International about an accident, injury, suspect child abuse, exploitation or neglect, or youth protection policy violation or any other situation that may affect a young person's safety or well-being. Follow all local and national reporting laws. Report immediately to your local child protective services or report to local law enforcement if the situation requires it. We take all reports seriously and encourage everyone to report youth protection concerns, regardless of when the incidents occurred. Depending on who is involved in an alleged incident, whether it is peer youth to peer youth or adult to youth, appropriately contact parents/guardians, advisors or school administrators of affected youth. If you observe or learn of behavior that is inappropriate, unsafe, violates policy, or is illegal, even if the event has passed, it's simple. You must say something. You may be the one person who can make a difference. Reporting when you see troubling behavior could prevent further harm and save other children from abuse, and it contributes to the safety of members and clubs. Let's apply what we know. Here is Scenario 1. Here is Scenario 2. Here is Scenario 3. Let a district officer know if you have any questions. You can contact the Kiwanis Youth Protection Team at these email addresses or by calling 1-800-Kiwanis.